Hey guys, how's it going? This is Josh, and I would like to welcome you to episode 1 of the Books by Josh show. In this episode, I will be talking about why I decided to start my very own brand. The stories said in this podcast are all 100% true and have helped shape me into the person that you see here today. When I was growing up, everyone used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up. Since I was good with numbers, they all assumed that I wanted to be an accountant or a banker. But my answer was always the same. I told every single one of them that I didn't know what I wanted to become. Even though I didn't know what I wanted to become when I grew up, I knew three things that I loved. I love reading, I love writing, and I especially love talking, as you can see. Even if you ask me today what I want to do in my life, I will answer the same. I don't know. What I do know is that I want to bring joy to people and that I still love reading, writing, and talking. Most people hearing the previous statement will respond, well, who doesn't love those activities? For me, these activities have deeper meanings. Reading has helped me through some tough times. It's no secret, but my childhood neighborhood was far from the best neighborhood in Brooklyn. My parents always told me that I could play outside as long as I didn't walk past the front gate. Just to give you an idea of how big my front yard was, from the staircase to the front gate was about 5 feet. So now try picture in your head how hard it was for an 8-year-old to make friends in his neighborhood when he couldn't even leave his front yard. I had those school friends like everyone, who you act friendly with at school, and then after school, you guys went your separate ways and never talked to each other. I did have certain friends I spoke to outside of school, but they couldn't always come over to hang out because of where they lived. So whenever there was a long school break, let's just say summer break, I would be at home alone. So I have a big family. I could always go downstairs to my grandmother's house and play with my cousins. I have over 30 first cousins, trust me. But because I was the youngest cousin in this group, I was everybody's favorite plaything. So, what I used to do every Saturday with my mother was go to the bookstores and the library, mainly the library, New York Public Library, and purchase used books. And I would sit there and just read those books. And these books brought me joy because other than just I got to learn things and experience different feelings from reading, they also allowed me to see the world that was outside my front gate without having to leave the comfort of my front gate. Sounds funny, but it's true. As I aged, I entered junior high school. So junior high, I was still in the same school. The thing was that my so-called friends were no longer friends. I was the outcast of the group. They wanted to be popular, this and that. So I wasn't going to change. I was just me. But they start shunning me and everything. And you would say, oh, well, at least you have your books. But at this time in my life, I was already reading these juvenile fiction books within an hour or two because I love to read. So I was able to read 80 or 100 pages in an hour. So reading wasn't going to help me forget my problems here. Luckily, I realized that writing wasn't actually that hard for me. And I started dabbling into poetry, writing mystery novels, stuff like that. I've never expected to publish any of them, but it took my mind off of the problems I had growing up. And heck, the stories are bad. If you were to read now, you'd say, oh my god, is this the story? But guess what? I was in complete control. The characters and everything, where the story would go, I was in control. Then, as I left that school and I was about to enter high school, I decided to reinvent myself. They say never reinvent the wheel. Well, I tried to. Okay, I didn't want to be the shy, smart kid that sat in the front of the class anymore, wearing glasses and everything. So I decided to become the life of the party. Essentially, I became the class clown. Became a jock, got rid of the glasses, don't need them anymore. I made it my goal to make sure that everyone in class would laugh with me rather than at me. You can say, oh, that's a superficial way of thinking, but hey, it got me through high school. It wasn't the smartest decision, trust me on that, because my GPA dropped from mid 90s to low 70s. But I was happy. I was telling jokes. I was running around class. I was doing whatever. I got kicked out of class left and right in high school because I was disrupting the class. But by being so outgoing, certain doors opened up to me. I was able to connect with certain teachers that helped me advance my writing. And guess what? By age 16, before graduating high school, I became a published poet because I actually won a poetry competition and my work was published. Think about it, if I never became outgoing and used my love of talking to my advantage, I wouldn't have become published. I would never have met the teacher to push me to do that. So the main reason why I started Books by Josh as a brand was because of joy. What do I mean joy? Joy is not a person. Joy in general. Whenever I help someone, I ask for nothing in return. You wanna know why? Because helping them brings me joy. It might sound corny, but guess what? If you ask anybody who's ever dealt with me, personal business and retail, anything, I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna sit here and sell you the world if you don't need it. I'm an honest person and I wanna help you from the bottom of my heart. Okay? So I want my writing to help people out there who have similar situations to me in the past. Okay? Maybe just shy. Maybe outspoken. Whatever it is, maybe my writing can help you. Maybe I can give you one golden nugget that can change your life. But guess what? I have many more stories like this. Come on. Books have helped me a lot. Reading has helped me a lot. I remember back when I was in 5th grade. In the span of 45 days, a month and a half, I lost my grandfather, my great uncle, and my dog. And one of the few memories I have of that time, after the funeral going to school, was me waiting for school to start in the cafeteria reading a book. And the book had some water damage on it, the pages were different colors, but guess what? I still remember that to this day. Because that's how powerful reading is. It got me through the time. But guess what? Some people right now listening to this might say I'm using books as a crutch. And to that, you wanna know what I wanna say? Who cares? It's working. Okay? I produce my content because I want to. That's the simple answer. Okay? Nobody's telling me I have to do this. I do this because I want to. Do you know how many people laughed at my dream of writing a book? It's not that much compared to the amount of people who laughed at me for creating a blog that gives advice. But even more people laughed at me when I said I want to create a YouTube channel and a podcast. They all said, how are you going to create that? Who's going to listen to you? You have a speech impediment and you mumble. So why is anybody going to listen to you? Who are you? But guess what? I'm proving them all wrong right now, and you're a witness to it. So, if you enjoyed this episode of the Books by Josh show, please feel free to subscribe. If you want more content, feel free to visit my site, booksbyjosh.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Books by Josh, or on Facebook, Books by Josh R. If you wish to support me, feel free to visit my Patreon page, which is, of course, is patreon.com/booksbyjosh. Like always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.